I'd like to start off with talking about the Pony Express. If you don't know what the Pony Express was, it was a route from the East Coast to California with horses or ponies, I don't know. They were running nonstop. It was like a relay race to the West Coast to get the information out as fast as possible, to get letters from point A to point B as fast as they could, and that was with the Pony Express. And the thing is it only was in existence for 18 months. What's also interesting is the Pony Express route, it went through Utah, specifically Draper and Lehigh. And Draper and Lehigh right now is what's known as the Silicon Slopes. And there is gigantic website software as service companies out there like Podium and Boostability and Qualtrics. They're all based right along the Pony Express route. And those businesses' business model is to help other businesses get their information out on the interweb more easily. They handle the software so the businesses don't have to handle the software. And I'm saying right now we're at a point where the Pony Express, the train is about to be finished and the Pony Express is about to be done. Because what I've learned with ChatGPT and with Google Gemini the last few months has completely changed my business. And it's not going to just stop with being able to do little things to help little businesses. It's soon going to be able to write entire code programs, entire programs for bigger businesses. They're not going to need to rely on software companies. Software, right now, if you think of software, it's like a gigantic skyscraper. Tons of labor goes into building the software code, all this stuff, and it's a huge skyscraper. But what's happening now is software is turning into water, where the water itself is not really worth much at all, and the costs of operating the water, the cost of moving the water is the pipes. It's the hardware. So if I had stocks, I would be buying hardware chip manufacturers' stocks. I would not be buying software coding stocks. Does this make sense? So like, I don't know if that's too philosophical, but the Pony Express did a great job. Silicon Slopes did a great job. But what I'm going to tell you, I feel like it's crazy. So I started this YouTube channel, 4 or 5 months ago, and I didn't even know how to operate this DJI Action 5 camera. I didn't know how to do anything. And every time I got stumped, I'd just send a screenshot of my screen to ChatGPT and I'd ask it what to do. And it would give me step-by-step dumb-proof instructions. Like even changing the coloring on my camera, I didn't know how to do. When to release my videos, I didn't know how to do. And I used to use ChatGPT and I had the paid version, but I noticed ChatGPT, the language model, I would have to say over and over again, stop pandering to me. It would give me very bad advice based on what it thinks I wanted to hear. It's like ChatGPT's adoption model is be super agreeable to get the person to stay using your product. And so what really ramped up my business and my YouTube is I switched to paying for Google Gemini. And with Google Gemini, I was able to put in a overall master overriding code that said, do not be agreeable, give me the best advice possible in all situations, regardless of feelings. So that's what I have on my Google Gemini when I talk to it. And I don't use Google Gemini for coming up with video ideas or giving me content advice, Sometimes it'll interject like, I don't think this video is going to do well. You're a bike channel, not a technology channel. And I'm like, well, I don't care because I want to make the video. You're not my creative force. You're like the back-end employee that's helping me figure out how to put my dreams out there. Does this make sense? So a lot of people are using ChatGPT as creative forces, getting script ideas, getting ideas for businesses. And I'm like, if you take business advice off of an AI bot, that's what everyone else is going to be doing. You're not going to get ahead of with that. But so first off, AI's helped my YouTube channel. It tells me when is good times to release my videos. How inflammatory should the titles be? That type of thing. But let me get into my business, SwiftFix Mobile Bike Shop. A few weeks ago, I was curious on how good my website was. So I copied my website address into Google Gemini and I was like, how good's my website? And it said, well, not good at all, Greg, because I can't see your website. You need to do a Google Search Console. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And it gave me step-by-step directions on the back end of my website editing platform. And I was able to get my Google Search Console approved. And then once that was done, it took like a week or so, I log in yesterday to Google Gemini and I say, how good is my website? They're like, it's pretty good. I don't know. And then I log into ChatGPT, the free version. I say, go to this website, tell me how good it is for AI and SEO. And it said, you know, you're not doing good. You have a 1 out of 5 score. You're on the Google Search Console, so I can see the website, but you're missing all this stuff. So then I go back to the Google Gemini, which I pay for, so it allows me to get computer code written for me and all this stuff. And I ask Google Gemini, what do I need to do to get my SEO and my AI readiness up on my website? And this is the part where I think it would be valuable to most bike shops, most small business owners watching this channel. It gave me step-by-step directions on what to do. It said, first, you're not Schema. I'll put the link for the Schema website. You're not listed on Schema, and your Schema readiness score is 0. You need to put in HTML code on your headers that outline what you do, because what you do right now is not spoken in AI language. You need AI language put in on the back end of your website. And I was like, okay. And it says, here's the code. Copy and paste this code. I'm like, I don't know where to put this code in. I share a screenshot of the back end on my website. It tells me step by step, like literally idiot proof, how to redo my website and put in this Schema code. And in 10 minutes, I go back in on the Schema website and my business is there. My business is now on AI. It's now able to be read on the chatbots and all this stuff. It didn't just stop there. It scanned my whole website. It said, you know, your service platform, you have e-bike stuff and you have regular bike rates all on one page. And it's a lot to read through. You need to create 2 separate pages. And it gave me all the code I needed to make another web page. So I just copy and paste it in. And I'm like, you know, AI, is this accessibility rated? They're like, it's not. Okay, we changed the color right here. Now it's accessibility rated. So I had a whole new web page for my services. And then it said, you need a button to press that's constantly there when people are on their mobile site. I'm like, I don't have a button option on my website. It said, I'll make you one. So it wrote code. I copied and pasted the code exactly where it is supposed to go. And now my business website, at the bottom of it, you can just press it and it will open up to your text messaging app so you can message me for service. So like within the span of 3 hours, I completely changed my business. I completely changed my website. And then just to double check, I go back into ChatGPT and I say, can you look back at my website. Has it improved at all? And it said, Greg, you did great. ChatGPT loves to give you unnecessary pep talks. Greg, you did great. Your AI readiness score went from 1 to 3.8. You have your Schema code. You have this, you have this, you have this. You're doing better than any other bike shop in your area with AI readiness. Within the span of 3 hours, I did a bunch of work that would have cost me like thousands to pay some guy to do. And what I'm just trying to say, you know, Adobe, all these software companies are still big players for now. But if if AI can write and teach a dummy like me how to redo its website, and AI is only getting better and better. That's the other thing. I've been using the AI for help for, 5-6 months. And it used to be I had to copy and paste my YouTube transcripts into the chat bots because the AI could not watch my YouTube videos to give me advice on who is going to watch this video and all that stuff that I want. It couldn't give me that. And within two weeks ago, it's like, oh yeah, I can pull up any video. Yeah, I'll pull that video up. Yeah, I'll pull that video up. And it just brings up the videos. So the abilities of these AI softwares, it's becoming better and better every week, that even a Luddite like me can notice how much better it's getting. And yeah, it's just like, I was thinking, my mom, when she was a kid, they had telephone operators. And do you think the people working at the telephone operating center, plugging in all the telephone lines, connecting everyone, do you think that they thought that was a temporary position? No, I'm pretty sure they thought telephones are great. I'm going to be a telephone operator till the day I die. But they didn't. That it didn't exist anymore. It was just a little blip. And I think most coding programs, AI can do it. There's going to always be telephone operators. There's people that go in the lines and they work on the telephone poles and they work on telephone information technology. And there's always going to be computer programmers, just like there's always cell phone mechanic operators that go around and maintain all the infrastructure. But the job descriptions are going to be drastically different. So yeah, you're going to have like one software guy for every big company, and they're going to be able to write their own code. The technology is already there for me to use Claude AI and create my own little server and do most of the functions that Podium would do with text messaging, reminding clients of appointments, and reminding clients to write Google reviews. Like, the technology exists for me to do that already with Claude AI, but the skill set is still a little bit higher than how dumb I am. And I would guess it's only going to take a few months for me to be able to make my own software. Like, it's revolving at such a rapid rate. And maybe I'm going to be out of a job too. I don't know. But for me, AI is making me work more and more and more. And I'm doing more and more things. Without AI, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. I wouldn't even know where to start. Without AI, I wouldn't be... My phone, I'm getting more messages since I got listed on Search Console. I'm going to be getting more messages now that I'm linked up to the AI. Like, AI is like... It's improving my productivity, but it's also making me work more hours a day. Like, I have more work to do because now I have the tools to be able to do things that I used to not be able to do. I used to not be able to make YouTube videos. I used to not know how to work my website. I used to not know how to upload videos. And AI's teaching me things. But there's one more thing I gotta say. The average person, the average like American person, they don't write complete paragraphs on a regular basis. They type 1 or 2 sentences. They don't write out stories. What's it called? The press, the Gutenberg Press that made books affordable and cheap. I feel like we're in a Gutenberg Press moment. But how many people even read and write on a regular basis with any real intent? Doing my research, it's at maximum 20% of the population is writing and reading, like in depth, doing real writing, real reading. And I would say AI, most people are just going to use AI like a magic 8-ball or a weird Google search. They're not going to engage with it at this level. So if you want to level up, engage with AI like it's a tool. Like, it's the Gutenberg Press, and read as many books as possible. Use it, because there's only going to be 20% of us that are going to be using AI in any productive way, just like there's only 20% of us that are utilizing the Gutenberg Press in any productive way. So I think the future, if you have even an inkling of working hard, AI will change your life and it'll revolutionize things. If you want to just sit back and watch Netflix all day, I think you might be out of luck. Now, anyways, that's my little AI rant. Thought I'd give you something. I'll talk to you later. Subscribe to my channel. I need more subscribers. I have a lot of views, but I don't have that many subscribers for how many views I have. So if you could do that, that'd be great. And I've got to get out and go work. See ya.